Welcome to this week's frequently asked question with Redwood. And this week I am being asked, why do I need a will? It's a very common question that actually I get asked a lot, especially by younger people. In fact, I was having this argument with one of my friends in the pub only the other week, who didn't think that they needed a will, didn't think they had anything of real value that they needed to be worried about. And actually, I sort of really am passionate about this subject because so many people, I think, don't understand the real first primary importance and purpose of a will, which, first of all, for those of you that have children, in particular minor children, is about making sure that they have been provided for and that you've appointed guardians. If something happens to you and you haven't appointed legal guardians in your will, in the first instance, it will be social services getting involved and deciding who they believe is the best place to provide that parental responsibility and guardianship for your children. And it could be that if there are multiple people in your family who think that they should have guardianship, we're then looking at a lengthy legal battle while they argue and fight over who should be taking guardianship of your children. It's so much easier if you just simply appoint who you want to appoint as the guardians of your children. Most of us would hate the idea that our children might end up with people that we wouldn't want looking after them and raising them if anything were to happen to us. So that's the biggest reason to have a will, if you have minor children especially, is making sure that your children are provided for and that your wishes are there and are very clear. The other thing is about also your funeral wishes. Your loved ones are grieving, and to then have them bombarded with questions about, do you want to be buried or cremated, and what kind of service did you want? All of these things are just make things even harder when you're dealing with grief at that time. But if you've laid out what your wishes are, your loved ones don't have to question or worry about that anymore because you've told them what you wanted to have happen. And it just makes everything so much easier at a time when they're already going through the worst period in their lives. The other reason to create a will is also about your estate distribution. It doesn't matter whether you've got millions or just, a few £1,000 in the bank. It really isn't about that. It's about making sure that what you have goes to the right people that you wanted it to go to. If you don't have a will, then under UK law, then the government will essentially decide who gets what and in what particular order of priority from your estate. So again, whatever money you do have or assets you've got could end up going to the wrong people that you really didn't want to inherit. So absolutely, everyone needs a will, and there is always an important valid reason for having a will, regardless of how much money you have, whether you have kids or you don't have kids. It's about making sure that all of your wishes, all of the things you want to have happen after you've gone, are taken care of. And without that, the consequences can be not just distressing for the ones that are left behind, unsure of what you would want them to do, but also can be very costly as well. So absolutely everyone should have a will. So for more information about setting up a will, you can go to our website and check out our online will writing service. It's quick, it's easy, and it's efficient to get a professional will done online. Or if your estate is complex and you do think that you need some detailed advice about really what's the best type of will for you, then I'd probably go to our website and check out our online free webinars on the subject of wills, trusts and estate planning. So I hope that's helpful and answers this question for the week. We'll see you next week for the next frequently asked question.